labels. Those keys are operated by the K keys or the mouse. There's the K 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what we call the menu shift key, which is the old F5. As we scroll down to different rows of soft keys. Okay? Now, the zoom key, which is the spyglass, this guy here, that's also the old F6 key. You click on that with the left mouse or the F6, it lets me zoom in on all the labels at one time. See all the keys if I need to. Okay, it's all the different, and there's different rows, depending on what screen you're in, how many rows of soft keys you can access. Now, one other thing we've done, the most obvious step, has a green box on it.
Well, when you have a single axle.
Well, it wouldn't be a tandem then, would it?
Single axle.
All right, well, that's
single duals.
But that wouldn't be called a tandem then, would it? That would have to go up to one front, one rear.
One front, one rear.
Maybe it has a tag.
It could be a tag. You got two drive axles. It's asking you which one are you going to use as a reference for the other axles. Right now it says we're using the last rear reference. If I go over here and choose first rear reference, look where it starts out with the back sensors. So it's using the front drive as a reference, not the rear mode.
So you would normally want the rear.
Well, in almost all cases,
Last.
we want to use this as the reference axle.
Right. You know what it says when it says tag axle, right?
No.
Okay, say
It follows the drive axle.
Right.
It's a non-drive axle, but they drop it down for load.
The ones you see that are lifted up and they only have sometimes they only have a single wheel.
On dump trucks where you see
dump
most.
trucks.
Cement trucks or dump trucks or something like that. Where
It's
they
a little bit
actually,
higher than the...
it's not touching the ground until he loads it.
Yeah.
He loads it, then he drops it down. If it's behind the drive axle, they call it tag axle. If they're in front, they call them pushers.
Okay.
That's all that means. So the difference is, this is both tandems, and it could both be drive axles. Now, in almost all cases, we're going to use the rearmost as the reference axle because both drive axles are adjustable. Okay, that's what makes this choose this, because this axle is furthest from the steer axle, isn't it? So we got to find where the center of this truck is by going from the rearmost axle to the steer axle first. Now, my front drive is also adjustable. When we get ready, we got to line this axle to this axle. The only time this will become my reference axle if it's non-adjustable and it's fixed and I can't align it, but this one might be adjustable.
So whatever one's not adjustable.
It's the fixed. Or unless they're both adjustable, then we always do furthest one back. And in both of this, the Volvo and this Freightliner guys, they're both set up to have adjustments on both drive axles. That's why the rearmost would be called your reference axle. We're going to reference everything first. So we got to start out and get this guy straight first, steer axle next, then we're going to come back and look at this axle and align it to this axle. All these different configurations to choose from, guys. If you're going to use your equipment on a passenger car like truck, you're going to go all the way up and choose car like truck, one front, one rear. Okay, I could be working on a school bus. I would take it up to truck, tractor, one front, one rear. If it's bigger than a SUV, then I'm going to call it a truck or tractor, which is one front, one rear. Okay, you have all these different configurations. So if you take the mouse, Darren, and do, let's do one front and three rears. See, it shows three drive axles, guys. Now there's another one down here with one front and five rear. We're actually 1, 2, and 3 all steer.
Yeah, it's like on a boom truck or something. You know?
So you got all these configurations to choose from, guys.
The crane on it, big crane truck or something.
But there's all these to choose from. Now there's buses. Okay, there's just one front and the steer. That's got independent or straight axle, extra straight. I could call that school bus that, couldn't I? Because that's what it is. It's still one front, one rear, guys. bus with 2 rears. There's dollies and pups, there's semi-trailers. And there's the most common trailers, which is this guy here, which is 2 rears. But all those are in there, guys. So you, and what's the, whatever one you pick, it shows a picture of the one that you pick. Which one?
Ah. Semi-trailer, 3 rear, but 1 steers?
Yeah, the front steers.
Huh. I ain't never seen one of those.
Well, some other countries have stuff we never see here. The best way to explain that. Right?
Not to change the subject, but I'm saying now forget it. Last week I was on the service call, and I seen a truck that had 4 4.25 floats on the front of it. How hard is that going to be to align?
How many of them steer?
That's the thing, I really didn't know because I was flying past it, but still.
4 4.25?
4, because it was a big ass monolith.